meat. White, red, didn't matter, long as she had herself a big old platter. Well, one day as she's about to take a bite, her two friends look on in such a fright. Please, 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 don't eat the meat. That right there is our family. She felt bad, then sad, then decided to read. Yeah, V-E-G-A-N, yeah, yeah. Vegan. That's what she decided to be, and her friends were so happy. She went from wings to weeds. Wings to weeds, yeah. Wings to weeds. Wings to weeds.
Hey everybody, welcome to Wings to Weeds. I'm your host, Christine Horn, and today we're talking juicing. Now some of you may have heard of juicing and, like some popular juice machines and juice people, but juicing is very important, and so today we're just going to talk about that. I was about to make my breakfast, and I was like, let me just talk to the people. You see this big bowl. I have here some kale, some celery, some collard greens, some parsley, and some apples. Now if I gave this to you right now and say, hey, here's your breakfast, enjoy, you would be like, no way. No way am I eating it raw, number one, and no way am I going to eat it all right now. So that's where juicing comes in handy. The thing about juicing is a lot of our fruits and vegetables have such great vitamins and nutrients in them, and a lot of them get trapped in the fibers. So if we sit here and try to eat this, our body has to go through a lot of work to digest it. And then even with that, some of the nutrients get trapped that are in these fibers. However, when we start to juice them, it extracts the juice and all the nutrients from these vegetables and fruit, and that's what we get. And our body is able to digest these, to absorb these nutrients within 15 minutes. So we juice, we drink, within 15 minutes our cells are being nourished and just getting such wonderful things that you would not normally get, especially when you cook your food. As soon as you cook your food, you're losing so many nutrients. That's a whole nother story. We're going to stick to juicing today. And there's two types of juicers. Many of you might be familiar with some of the affordable juicers, those are called centrifugal juicers. They have like some kind of a basket and a blade, so when you put the fruit or vegetable in, it just kind of shreds them up and throws the pulp out the back. That's a very popular kind of juicer. I've had several of those, and the more I've got into juicing, I realized I just wanted something a little more that would give me more juice for less vegetables and fruit. And that's where the masticating juicers come in. These juicers usually just have twin gears, and there's no blades involved. It just extracts the juice, it sucks the vegetables or fruit in, and squeezes it out, and then you have your juice and just very little pulp. And the pulp you do have usually comes out pretty dry. So that's the juicer I'm working with today, but feel free to start with whatever juicer you have. I feel like just get started. Get these nutrients in your body, because a lot of you aren't eating this for breakfast or getting this in a week. So if you start incorporating some juices into your diet, several times a week, once a day, a couple times a day, that'll be so great. And I do hear a lot of people saying, oh, the juicing, it takes so long, and then I gotta clean the juicer, and I don't have time. My response to that is this: it takes more time to go to the doctor when you're sick, to take that medicine, to keep having these checkups, and that costs a lot more time and money. So that's just my 2 cents. Invest in yourself and your body, and you will thank yourself for doing that. So we're going to make some juice in my juicer really quick, just so you can see what it ends up coming out looking like. And if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts about how juicing has worked for you, how good you feel afterward, because you have to remember, juicing it's so cleansing for the body. And especially with what I have here today, like kale, any leafy green, they're high in vitamin A and C and then chlorophyll, and they're great for detoxing the body. Celery is a natural diuretic, and It's really great. It's usually a good base for most juices. Parsley is one of the highest food-rich contents in vitamin C. Did you believe that? Did you know that? Parsley. And it's also a great tonic, and it releases water out of your body, excess water. So as women, I know you want that. But with parsley, women, if you're pregnant or if you have any kind of kidney problems, stay away from the parsley. I'm not a doctor. This is just stuff that I've read. So please do your own research. And of course, apples are also a diuretic and high in vitamin A and C. So this is my breakfast. And here we go. So this is in no way a product review or a product placement. I just happen to use the Green Star juicer. It's a masticating juicer, and I love it. That's all I'm going to say about that. But here we go. See how it just totally grabs it and sucks it in immediately. I love that. Okay, right now it's 10:46 a.m. See how long this takes me. Put my apples in there. Those could use a little push. Get my celery. You can see the pulp coming out there on the left. Very little pulp. Parsley. Now these apples are your saving grace because collard greens and kale, I'll be honest, you know, you need something to sweeten those up. And so apples do that naturally. It's 10:49. 3 minutes. All those veggies are gone. I'm left with a lovely juice here. And I like to just, look how, I love that color. Where's my camera? Isn't that pretty? So I like to whisk it together so all my flavors come in. Alright. So 3 minutes later, I have breakfast. And I can rest easy knowing that I'm getting all of my nutrients. And that big bowl made a nice amount because I usually like to have, you know, a glass and a half. Look at that. This, as Dan the Man on YouTube would say, this is life. And it is amazing. Look how that's just a little left over, so it's not too much. And out of that whole big bowl, I'm using this leftover, butter thingy. Not too much pulp. And that's it. I like to use a straw because sometimes the green can be a little staining and I don't want my pretty white teeth getting any stains. But here we go. Life in a glass. Enjoy. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you tried a new juice today, if you need some juice suggestions. Anyway, thanks for watching Wings to Weeds, and remember, you are special and you are loved. Peace.
That girl loved her meat. White bread didn't matter, long as she had herself a big old platter. But one day, as she's about to take a bite, her two friends look on in such a fright.